All right, we're up. It's warmer in the basement, and I'm feeling a little better. So tonight's goal is, I don't know. I want to base coat some things, just to kind of get an idea of where I'm headed with the cloth, and the armor, and I don't know. It could be kind of a simple night. I think I'm going to go back because I want to take a break from skinning things here for a bit. I might throw a quick wash when I start on the horns and things there. But I want to at least get this base coated. I'm going to get this base coated. Get some things that need to be black base coated, and just that'll give me a better idea if things are looking okay. Yeah, that's where we're headed. I think the leather strap for the back. I can't decide if I want it black or a brown leather. But we'll see. And let's get this pulled up. And yeah, here we go. I'm gonna do a quick Instagram picture. I'm not sure if the chat from YouTube's working anymore, so if someone's watching on YouTube by chance, I'll keep an eye out over there. It's been fishy. I'm looking at a new way of perhaps doing this. And back up in a second. All right. Sorry. Yep. All right. So Twitch is up. Yeah, let's just get started. For I think I'm gonna go with Mournfang Brown as my base for. Oh shoot! Forgot. I can clean these all the way. Still got brush cleaner on them. I'm nice and clean for today, and I forgot what I was doing. Wet palette hanging in there with the new system. It's still super viable. It didn't freeze, which is good. And I feel like there's a brush that needs, or a couple bristles that need to get snipped off of there, but gonna leave them. And I feel like there's one more brush. here we go. Mournfang Brown as a base. And keep this kind of simple. And move it up here a bit. Get a little water. Keep those coats thin. Just to flow pretty good. I'm going to use a slightly different brown to do the glove, just to, so it doesn't get ridiculous looking, where everything's perfectly matching. Why am I dry? Oh, I cut my knuckle today, so I can't bend my index finger as much. Fixing a pipe that broke in the cold. Good times. So I'm just gonna, pick this out. See how it goes. It's a little too thin, but that's all right for this. Like I was saying in the last one, I think the armor for my orcs and goblins teams I want to do are going to be in the reds. So I'm going to make his shoulder pad red and kind of keep just something similar between all the teams there, so I can swap some in and out. The goblin team might be slightly different, but like if his thing is red, it'll still match with what I do. Probably needs a bit more pigment on there, but stick with it for now. Yeah, the skin's definitely not done, but it's hard to notice how not done it is based on things around it. So I wanted to just kind of skip ahead here a bit and come back to it and base some other stuff. And shoot for about an hour again today. Maybe, no big plans this weekend, so I think I'm going to come back tomorrow. Get this done. It looked pretty daunting in the beginning, but once I started digging into it, I don't think it's going to be as hard as I had thought it was going to be to finish. I mean, there are a ton of little details in there, but they'll kind of sort themselves out as we go. Like those bones will be pretty easy. This helmet worries me a little bit, just because the color of it, I have to really kind of separate that and make it, since I think it's going to be a Reichland Reavers helmet. and get it to look those colors. I did pick up Blackstone Fortress this week. So I'm looking forward to delving into some of those minis here in a minute. Even though it really works against what I wanted to do in terms of getting all those Silver Tower things done first, which is still the goal. But I wanted to get that up and running before that Anvil comes out. So that is a must-have. It's funny, I just sold my vintage Anvil that I had not too long ago. I'm going through my box of old stuff. I had just posted it forgetting what it was. And someone was like, hey, I'll take that off your hands. So I let it go. And probably shouldn't have, but that new one looks a million times better. It's kind of hard to get up into here. Let's see. Probably can't even. Camera, it's hard. Throw black wash on that later anyway. There's something on there. Hey, thanks. Thank you. Yeah, they're getting there. I wanted more. I'm not done with the belly, but I want more of what's on his arm here to show up more on his face. So I'm going to go back and kind of get that going that same way. But thanks. That's encouraging. What are you up to this evening? That thing is bugging me. Got it, I think. No, it's still there. There's something in the primer on that. When you go back and find a mistake you made. That should have been fixed like weeks ago. I'm getting one wonky bristle on here. Should stop. Yeah. What are their choices? What are you going to play? What are you trying to decide on? Yeah, work week is, although mine was really short due to the weather. But yeah, work week sucks. for paint. Video game wise, I've been playing. Hold on a second. Let me get this out of my mouth. Yeah, we were. My teacher, we were out. I ended up being out 3 days. Today the buses wouldn't work apparently, which is crazy. Right, this is a little thicker. Covering a little better. Video game wise, I've been playing the Warhammer Mechanicus game, the AdMech game versus the Necrons. I'm really, really liking it. There's some cool stuff in there. It's hard at first, but it gets easier. But not knowing much about the AdMech guys, it's really cool to like just see how they even talk to each other. I think before I do any blending or highlighting, I'm just going to give the leather part here a wash. You know, I have Divinity. All right, do it. Yeah, I do have Divinity, and I started and then put it down and haven't got back into it just because it looks so like I would be playing it a lot, and I just didn't have the time. But RimWorld, I'll have to look that up. Trying to keep with my pre-shading that's in there on some of that, but looks like some of it's going away. Which is fine. I'll have to really check that out. I'm looking for something to really be my default go-to game at this point. Kind of fell away from some things. I'm looking for something. They made a sequel to Divinity, I think, didn't they? Or which kind of made me sad when I was like, oh shoot, I haven't finished the first. Alright, that's okay. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I'll check it out. Got sick of Overwatch. PUBG, I only play like maybe a couple matches a day once in a while. I'm looking for stuff with stories that I can just finish in my back catalog. Went back and finished Hellblade. That's one of my favorite games of all time. Like, I cannot believe how good it was. Same rule. I'm trying to do the same thing. But then the Steam sale comes along. It's $4. I'm like, ugh. All right. I think. It's an awkward angle in there. That's looking okay. I think. Mournfang Brown. I found the spot I missed, of course. Yeah, just as a base to see if everything else is working. I can't decide on that strap if the black, this strap that runs from here, that kind of goes around, but if that should be black or if it should be a brown leather. Maybe I'll do. What browns are you? Well, which ones do you have? Because I got the ones that I used to use a lot was this Doom Bull brown, it's a nice red brown. Rhinox hide is really good, like dark. Because it's like between the Mournfang and the. Actually, here's the other one. Dryad Bark and Rhinox, they're a little different, but they're both good base starting points for brown, I've found. Dryad's not as rich. It's knocked back a little bit compared to the. Let me see. Yeah, I think. Do I have an army painter brown around here? I have a bunch of. I think I have some Vallejo ones that I like, but this one's a little subdued, which makes it. I don't know if you can tell. It's a little richer, but they're both like nice dark browns. So it's Dryad and Rhinox hide. This Mournfang is a good, just like all together brown. Yeah. I think I'm gonna make the strap brown because this thing's made of wood, so it's gonna be like a gray brown. This is gonna be silver. I don't want it to get. Well, this will be brownish. Yeah, sometimes dull. It's weird. They don't look dull on the bottom, and then when they dry, they're completely just, there's no vibrance to them. Maybe I'll go Xandri Dust for Scorch Brown. Maybe I'll do the glove and Sandry dust and then I'll wash. No, that'll be too light. I'm going to do the glove and red oxide. See how that starts working out, if at all. Thin it down a bit. And let's see. There are holes in there I got to be careful of where his skin is showing through. And then there is the stitched moon face on there, which is kind of hard to pick out. But it kind of goes up for me. We can see that. From his nose and up and over. So I'm going to put that as yellow later on. I'm kind of trying to avoid that part. But I don't know where it gets knotted up. Oh, it looks like it gets knotted into there. This might not look okay. We'll see. Yeah, I think you're right. That'll make a good background to the yellow. There is an almost slightly like purple look to this brown at times when you thin it out, and that will complement the yellow nice. Good call. It's hard to even say that there's like a purple. It just at times it looks purple sometimes, even though it's brown. I was looking at, just before I went live, saw some pictures of somebody who had painted up that new Goblin King, and they did it in all yellow. I saw it on some Facebook group, and it looks so cool, all bright and vibrant with all the crazy mushrooms and things on them. It's fantastic looking. Let's see this on camera. This will go here. That's a weird spot. I did see the new Blood Bowl Troll that they announced yesterday. I saw pictures of it a long time ago, but I guess you can order it now, pre-order it from Forge World, and it's goofy looking. I don't know why they can't just, I don't know. There's something wrong with it. I want to see it in person. But a lot of time, the Forge World pictures are bad, and paint jobs are bad. Brush I'm using. These are these Artist Opus ones that were a Kickstarter. I'm also using some Winsor Newton Series 7 and some Broken Toad ones once in a while. And for my just like mixing colors and stuff, I'll just use regular Citadel. But I'm testing out these Artist Opus ones. See if I like them. So far, so good. There is one wonky bristle in this brush, though. I think I'm going to have to cut off or get rid of somehow, or just retrain it. But so far, so good. And I got brown on his nose. Dang it. Yeah, they tend to these and the Windsors, they're pretty comparable. Really haven't noticed a difference. These are both. Let me see. These zeros. This is a 1. Let me pull up my Windsor. I'm a 000. 2 000s. I don't have. Well, maybe I do. Here's 2 000s. These different brands. They're pretty close. These are both 000s. But what I'm liking, the cool thing about these is the handle is shaped differently. It's a little thicker down this way, so it's a little easier to hold, which may not seem like a big deal, but it feels nicer at times. The points on them are pretty good. This one's not wet. But those are both, you can see the Winsor Newton's a little smaller maybe. Might not hold as much, but these are really nice brushes. I think you can get them outside of the Kickstarter now, so if you get a chance, maybe just pick one up and try it, see what you like. If it's worth getting any more. It's hard to tell where this moon face ends. I think that's it. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. It curves down into there. So figured that out. Do my best to stay away from it. Because yellow sucks. Don't tell her, ever. Tell her they only cost $2. How do you like the Artisans? I'm always willing to try new stuff. I'm a paint and brush war. I'll just keep trying. No loyalty. I like the Army Painter brushes. I like their handles a lot. They feel good. Hey, if you like them and they work, that's great. That's the best thing. Yeah, see, the thick grip is something that I never really even paid any attention to, but it makes a huge difference. The other thing I was going through, just because of my model painting stuff, not miniature stuff, I would just buy, generic brushes and not really care and wash them until I finally started using brush soap. It makes a huge difference, and brushes last forever. It's amazing how much money I'm not spending anymore on brushes. And I'm not really good with being, like, I'm pretty shitty with my brushes. I should be nicer to them. Someone is going nuts on a text string I'm on. Phone keeps vibrating. Ah. Oh, I can't fix that. So I reach from this weird angle. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna base this, the shoulder pad and the forearm gauntlet, and then do a wash and probably shut it down for the night. I give it a chance to dry instead of pushing it. It's getting too much. So look, I'm not sure if this hole where the eye is a hole all the way to his skin or a hole to the glove underneath. No and yes. I kind of try to get an idea of what I want to do and then go from there. I don't just say, okay, I'm using this now and do a plan. I wish I did. In some of the other videos you can watch, I like to experiment and see how it's going and mix colors up. And I'll use some straight out of the bottle, some that I'll try and make my own. I don't. If I feel like if I have a plan and if I try to stick to that plan, I'm locking myself down, and if it's not working, I'll get frustrated. So I really don't. I probably should more than I do sometimes, but it seems to work so far. Especially like the larger scale stuff I'll paint. I get an idea in my head, and I kind of know where it's going, and I'll just start mixing colors together. Sometimes plans just don't work, and then you get stuck wanting to make it work. Like I knew I wanted him like a dark blue gray, and the scales on his back to be a little lighter than underneath, but they ended up being more blue and kind of similar in his skin. I don't know how it's picking up on there, but it's close to what I envisioned. It's not perfectly there, but I'm hoping, like I said, once I get some of this other stuff based, I'm going to go back and work on his belly a bit and some of the other stuff in those scales. I think I'm going to hold off on the yellow too. Stick with the brown first. Yeah, I think this should probably be black. Black. So this is my planning. In there now. Well, thank you. Skin tones are hard. Anything flesh is hard because it's the first thing people look at to see what you've done. And you're always going to know where your mistakes are. You're going to know where you're not happy. And flesh is the first point that I know I always go back and look and say, oh, that's not the right color. Or it doesn't look good. Stinks. But you'll get the hang of it. It just, there's so much out there now to help too in getting things right. What a good lighting is a huge thing. Make sure you got a good light or a bunch of lights. Look at it in different lights. Like take it into other parts of the house to see how it looks. It helps because sometimes things look different than they should. Like even now, like on the computer, when I'm looking at the live stream screen, it looks different here than it does there. So then I don't know how it's going out. Well, I'm going to wait to do the black base coat because that'll be boring to watch. I might just do that off camera because this foot trap thing is going to be in black. This thing, those straps. Yeah, let me. It's going to do a Miss Piston base red. And this could be a mistake. Not sure. I want. I'm going to switch to this brush, I think. I want. I'm not sure if this and this together, both red, are going to be too much. Eventually, it's going to be all banged up looking anyway, but yeah, we'll see. And this will definitely get knocked down. It's not going to be this bright in the end. That's a strap. This Mephiston red is really good as a base coat. It covers really well. It looks too cartoony now, but knock it down later. Same with those spikes, they're not going to be red for much longer. It's part of a buckle. The hard thing about this one is there are some weird undercuts and things that are hard to get at. And yeah, this shoulder pad's gonna be pretty banged up, so I'm looking. I really like weathering and stuff, so that'll be kind of fun to bang it up. And I just got it. Knew it would happen. Good try, so half. Actually, I really like that color as a highlight. I just made to repair that. Oh well. Come back to it. I don't remember. I don't think there's any decals that came with this. So I'm going to have to paint the numbers on his chest. I don't know how I'm going to get down in there. I should have painted this before. Although it's working better than I thought. So, oh man. I knew this was going to happen, but it's still frustrating. Okay, come on. Got some on that spike, that's fine. There. Dang, it's not fun. Okay. Let's repaint those spikes real fast. They dry, a couple coats on here. And yeah. It's looking okay. I think that looks okay. Especially after it dries. It's a little bit darker. Complements the eye a little bit. Eyes. I didn't even think about this. Oh man. Trying to get. Worry about highlighting that and stuff later. Just gonna do those claws, or those spikes real quick. Those I was just doing with Ushabti bone. Yeah, the type art's not fun. That's why I do like to build things in parts and put them together later, but sometimes you don't have that option. And this was one of those cases since I redid that arm over here. I kind of wanted it together first to see what it was going to look like. I resculpted parts of it and took the goblin out of that hand. I just noticed a red spot on his skin. These spikes and bones are going to be done very similar, but I wanted to do them separate. So the colors weren't exactly the same later on. Oh, that one looks I don't even know if you can see it. It's right there. A couple little drips on his arm. Just going to tap this out. Yeah, I think so. All right. So, what time is it? All right, it's almost been an hour. So I'm going to do now, wash, and then let it dry. A wash of Agrax Earthshade on this, on the glove, and on the red. And then maybe Nuln Oil on the red, because I really want to knock that back. But I want to see what it looks like with the Agrax first. Seraphim, Agrax, Reikland. So I'm going to start, though, with a wash on the spikes, just to see with some Reikland Flesh Shade. Why is this coming down? Just going to tap this color, each one, straight out of the pot, no thinning. Just get it in there. It's going to need more than one, that's for sure. I'll let this dry. I'm going to soak out any that kind of goes in the wrong spot. like right there. To keep that blue going. And this may not be dark enough later on either, so this may become just the base coat. We'll see what happens. Well, maybe it kind of does look good around them. I don't, that's too much though. Come on, camera. Oh, it's having a hard time. But yeah, I want it more at the base of them, for sure. But that's a matter of taking some time to build it up. And soak out some of this. This is Reikland Flesh Shade. The flesh color, let's see. Yep. Agrax will be the next one. Earthshade. Which I'm done with this. I'm going to come back later and blend those out. Alright, now. Agrax. Slightly darker. And this I'm going to do straight out of there too. I'm not going to thin it down with anything. So I'm just going to kind of slap it on there. Yeah, I really need to work on this stomach stuff. Really shooting in here more first. And then once that dries, probably have to go back and pick out some darker areas to do with it. That looks okay there. It's a little bit too much there. I'm using this. It's my favorite brush actually, is this wash brush. The Citadel makes it's nice, big, and just holds a ton. And it lets you be free and not get too bogged down with stuff. So stop there with that. Glove, the same thing. It gets some, well, I'm just gonna go over the moon. Ah, I missed a giant spot. How did I do that? Dang. Yeah, this isn't. I really like this brush. All right, I'm going to use this right on the red armor. And I may go back with Nuln, which is the black wash, and go over that too. So let's see what it looks like with this first. I'm going to have to get that other brush to get under there. Soak out some of those dents and details. That's okay so far. Okay. Yeah, at least I did now. Not a long time from now. Which happens. It's right. Really? I hit the poop. Right here. I mean, if you can. Nope, it's right down in here. Yeah, okay. So all that stuff's got to dry. I really don't want to mess with it while it's drying. Let me get this last. So I'm going to go ahead and stop for the evening. Maybe come back later tonight, but and base that stuff in black since it's so boring. Hit some of this. But that's looking okay, I think. I'm liking that. Yep. Alright, yeah, this might need a little more later on too. Let's check it out. So far, so good. Thanks. And thanks for joining me. I haven't had someone stay with me the whole time in a long time, so I appreciate it. Try to be on here a lot more lately. It's just things have not worked out that way. But I'll be back. Thanks. I appreciate it. I really do. Play some video games. That's probably what I'm going to go to now. It's getting there. Not sure. Yeah, real life gets in the way a lot, which sucks. But we'll see. But yeah, thanks, man. Catch me next time I'm on, which should be. I'm gonna come on tomorrow during the afternoon, probably for a little bit. We'll go from there. Thanks. I'll talk to you later.